In my life, I've painted a lot of people, but I haven't done a self-portrait. Can you believe that? Can I call myself even an artist if I haven't done it? Let's change it today and yeah, let's have some fun painting. First, I will start with the outfit. I've chose this super cute floral dress. I love the color and I feel like it will suit the vibe I am going for in this painting perfectly. So yeah, here is that, and I will pair it with this super shiny, it is actually a belt, but I'm gonna put it on my neck as this super chunky choker necklace. I think this will add some more detail to the painting and it will look super interesting. Here is that, and I think those two items look super cute together, so I feel like it is good match for the painting I want to make. So to make the photo I can use this light grey background or this one or this darker grey, and I don't know which one I should choose, to be honest. So as you can see, I've made a lot of photos. Here are some which I think are the prettiest, the best ones. And since this is my first self-portrait, I decided to go with the easiest one, the most straightforward, because capturing the likeness of the person will be very difficult anyway, so why make it hard for myself? I will go with the easy one and see how it goes. And yes, wish me luck to make it pretty and make it look like me, because I've never did that. So yes, I will need some support from you. The first thing I always do is covering the entire canvas with this orangey warm brown color. Basically, I am applying two whole entire layers on the canvas to make it more opaque. I haven't mixed the paint properly, so I had a lot of patches, but I get rid of them very quickly, so it wasn't a huge problem at the end. And yes, basically I am letting it dry for a while, and then I have the proper canvas to start painting the self-portrait. Now to the painting, and usually when I draw or paint I do the sketch first with my pencils, but this time I decided to do it differently with paint only, and this is really different for me. I don't know why I wanted to experiment with something so important for me like this self-portrait, but yeah, it's all in the past. Looking back on it, I think it was a good decision. I got to experiment with the many layers and try to make it look like me. It was like, I don't know if you can call it like sculpting with paint, because if you're using like light and shadows, you can change and make the painting look much more like me. I've made a break and I came back to this painting the next day. What surprised me it was that the paint started looking a little bit darker when it dried, so the face is really brown. To be honest, it is too dark. Definitely I am very pale, so it wasn't my skin tone. Also, I've decided to do the background, and I wanted at first to do it very flat, like one color only, and make it really opaque, but then I decided to add some browns and whites, and it stayed like this for a very long time. But then I thought, well, it doesn't look as good as I thought, and it actually makes the painting look worse, and it should make it pop right, because it should bring the like person who is drawn to the front and not the other way around. So I decided at some point that I will change it, But for now it stayed like this, and I was drawing the dress more and focus on the face to make it look a little bit lighter and more alive. But yeah, it looks like this, and this is the stage where people are calling it like the ugly stage, so you got to go through it. Actually, from the perspective, I don't mind it because I had this really dark base which had all the colors in the right places, so I could add the highlights on top of it and it made the work go much faster. But back then when I seen like how much it oxidized, how much it darkened, I was very terrified because it doesn't look anything like me or like the photo. But yes, I just trusted the process and somehow made it work. The worst part is when you start to drawing the eyes and the painting start to look at you. I don't know if you ever had the feeling, but eyes tell if the person looks as herself, you know. So when you add the eyes, you start to see if the person really looks the way you want it to. I don't know how to explain it differently, but it's just a very important part of the face. So when I added the eyes, I started to manipulating with all the proportions, and I get really tired and like over it, so I decided to make a break and come next day. So it is already like 3 or 4 days of work. So as I said, I needed to take a break, and I was just looking at the painting and thinking, what can I do to make it better? What can I do with the background? So I decided, I was making those paintings with the Q-tips without the brushes, and I thought maybe it is a good idea to do this way on this painting. So I started doing it, and it was looking very like cool. On the video also you can see those colors mixing. It is very satisfying. And then I started like stamping them on the painting, and I thought it looks very bad. So I was experimenting with the color. Maybe the color was the problem, not the dots, but it was looking worse and worse, and I was like, I really like the color, I just don't like the dots. So then I decided to cover everything with the flat layer of this purpley blue, let's call it this way, and it really made a difference. So sometimes you have to like lose yourself and make some bad decisions, but then it ended up being like something which looked much better than the starting point of the process of figuring out how the background would look. So yeah, I'm very satisfied with the outcome of this, and I feel like now it looks much better. So I'm super happy about this because I was really disappointed with the background. It looked very bad. It made the warm tones of the face and the dress really pop, and it made it much more like vibrant and interesting. Overall, this was a very interesting experience, and I feel like I've never put off a art project for so many times, for so many months actually, because I was planning it last summer to make one. So this was truly a very interesting thing, and I never was so like stressed and so like meticulous about making sure the painting looks like someone, because since this is a self-portrait, I just wanted it to truly look like me. So yeah, this I don't know what to say. To be honest, I feel like this was the most difficult project I've ever done in terms of the painting. Actually, I am super interested, super curious. What do you think? How would you reckon my painting? Does it look like me? Because for me it kinda does. I think it is better than I thought it would be. I thought it would be a disaster, and I think it truly looks like me. It reminds me of myself. But how would you rate it? I am curious, yeah. So yeah guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one very, very soon.